Alright guys, Roulette here and welcome back to a quick easy video tutorial sort of thing. Now this time we're going to be going over sampling inside FL Studio 12. We're going to be going over SliceX, kind of how to make beats, how to make a track with sampling. The sample we have here is, by the way, you can just, once you've got your sample, you just drag it in here into SliceX and basically just drag it in this little window and it should be fine. But this might be recognizable to some of you if you remember. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 M's in my bank account. That song. It's basically the same sample. So yeah, it's that pretty much. Now we are going to hit dull auto slicing just for the sake of this quickly. But yeah, this will come into the sampler completely empty. You won't have any of these markers. Now, first things first, if you want to sample a certain part, so let's say we want this part. I would first of all make sure you have snap to grid on. Snap to here, we've got snap to grid. You can right click this little icon, do snap to zero crossing, which will make it a bit easier. So that will now snap to zero crosses, which is good because that means you can the sample won't sound as patchy or dodgy. The next thing we can do is basically highlight it all and go to, I think it's tools, and then declick out all regions. Go to the tools again and then declick in all regions. So this is just if there are clicky noises to your sample, like pops and stuff, you basically declick it and that should be fine. Next thing is we're going to turn off auto dump. Auto dump basically plays the entire track here. Basically dumps it all in once you slice it. So if we go to the slicer tool, which is what we're going to be using here, this will basically slice it. So we can right click and we can do dull auto slicing, which will do it kind of very loose slicing. We can then go to medium auto slicing, which will, as you can see, it do it a bit more. Which also slices it in here. Now I would suggest turning off auto dump after you have sliced it, simply because it's nice to have some of the original sample in here so you can swap them back and play with this a wee bit. But yeah, that's basically how to sample it, that's how to slice it. If you didn't want to sample any of it, you would, or you want to sample certain bits of it, like I said. Let's say we wanted this part. I did mention this but I didn't go over it. So we will highlight this one part here, and then once, like I said, zero crossing is on and the snap to grid is on, we'll hit Alt and T at the same time. Sorry, not Alt and T, Alt and M, and name it like M3 or something, just a marker name, and that will now play that as our marker. So now if we go to the M3 marker here, that's how we would play it. But for now we'll just delete that section there. But yeah, that's how you sample certain sections for yourself. A lot of S's, I know, but that should basically be the basics of it for you guys. It's not that complicated. We just highlight parts we would like to sample, make sure the zero crossing is on, and if we want to just auto sample it, we'll go to medium auto slicing or dull auto slicing. Now sharp auto slicing is pretty much horrible. I would never use that. So medium auto slicing isn't even that good. We do have medium grid slicing, which will do it exactly on the grid. But as you can see, it doesn't really work that well. So dull auto slicing or medium auto slicing are the go-tos here. So now we can kind of get a bit creative. So let's keep this intro. Now let's delete all this actually. Now, why I did that is because you can use the original sample and kind of mix it about, but it's very weird on the time segments and stuff. So let's go from the start and see what we can do. So let's get a sample here. Now, if it's playing like this one here, and it's basically stopping before the end, we're going to want to change that. So we see it stops like roughly around here. So the best course of action would probably be to bring it to about here. Now to do that, we are going to make sure we remember the marker name. The marker is marker 30. And the time segment we're wanting it at, so this first couple bars, is 850. Now how do we get 850 from these first two bars? We will look at the top segment here, and we will add a 0 onto that 85. So 850. So we remember marker 30 at 850. We'll then go to marker 30 on this slice track. 30, 30, 30, which is here, and we will hit Alt T. Once we have hit Alt T, we'll see that the length is basically 741. We're wanting it 850, so 850. We're doing that, we're just adding a 0 onto the end of that number here. So we hit accept, and now as we'll listen, it plays out to that full extent. So that's kind of how it time stretch the markers there. So let's use this guitar part. So that's kind of like a basic sample. Let's mix up a wee bit. Is this a longer one? And again, this is a very simple sample. I have said so many S's in this video, man. Simple sample, like, anyway, a simple sample. But again, there's a lot of creativity behind with samples if you do it right. See, that sounds good. It's bouncy. It's got a nice groove to it, and it isn't the same as the other one. So if I just made that would simply not be creative because I'm copying that 21 Savage track. But because we have you know, a bit of bounce, a bit of unique creativity here, it works very well. And we could add in things like counter snares as well, just to show you guys it fits with offbeat tracks as well. Go in the cell. Excuse me. Drag this out, bring it in. Now, I'm not saying I'm the best sampler in the world. You guys know I'm not. But again, it's very easy to kind of jump in, do a few things, and just have fun with the sample and make it yours as well. Like, it's very rewarding and exciting. Because you don't really have to worry about mixing the melody either if it's someone else's melody that's already been mixed and mastered. Also, we'll put this in the mixer as well. We can even EQ out some stuff as well. So I noticed this track has a lot of low end in it. Get rid of some of the low end there. Now we maybe don't need, you know, mad like 808s here, but maybe just a slight kind of. I think let's make some of that. Yeah, I think they're mixing it. So with samples, this is a good pointer as well. Sometimes these samples will, you know, be very high in certain frequencies. Like this is already in that complete mid-range. So you're wanting to pick 808s that are more in the lower octaves, so like not much high end. Like that one, for example, is very even these as well, very high end. So you're wanting your sample to mix with your drums well. You don't want these woo 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 like mad 808s. So something like that is probably fine, because that's low end. So with samples, there is still mixing to be done. Just don't be silly with it. Let's grab the sample now and get rid of a bit more of that low end. Yeah, you guys get the idea. I'm not going to make a whole beat out of this, but it fits with the beat, it works well if you follow the steps I made. And yeah, that's pretty much the sampling video. There are certain things you can do. We can obviously cut the sample, make sure it's cut by itself. By going here and hitting cut itself, that works fine. We can also do it in here by going to the markers. I think there is a cut all option as well. I'm not 100% sure what that is. If you want the samples to be kind of, you know, brought up in a way, like you can go into the envelope settings as well here. Bring up the attack. Well, I think it's actually in this little drop down menu. So if you see here, we have basically what is an ADSR. We can go into this little drop down menu here and hit open state file, and it should come up with a window. Just hit volume ADSR, and we'll see now it's kind of playing up because this is the volume ADSR. So if we wanted a little bit of attack, so it kind of goes and it kind of builds up, this is what you would do. We just bring the attack up slightly. Now if we bring it up all the, whoops, wrong one. Just bring it up all the way, we can hear. It sounds cool, but again, probably not what you're looking for. We can also reverse this by going into tools and hitting reverse, or hitting alt left on the keyboard. Oh, I've only done a small segment, haven't I? So yeah, basically you would make sure everything is Control A first, unlike me being stupid. Make sure everything is selected, like so. I don't know why Control A is not working on this, but we make do, and then we just go into the wrench tool and hit reverse, and that will reverse the samples. So yeah, a lot of cool effects you can do there, but really just make it your own, have fun with sampling, and enjoy. Please like this video if you did like it. Go grab a kit if you want UK drill sounds. Then we have plenty in the Rapture kit. We have loads of kits for that, so if you're interested in that, please make sure you go check it out. Also, I just remembered why the low end wasn't playing. It's because I have an EQ sound suppression on. My fault. However, thank you very much for watching, guys. Please like the video, share it with your friends, and yeah, happy sampling. Remember to subscribe, share, like, comment, all that good stuff, guys. It's very much appreciated, and yeah, take it easy. Much love. Peace.